Natalia Bonner. Welcome back. Happy Monday. I'm excited to be here today and share a few fun little border ideas with you. So before we get to these border ideas though, I just have to tell you, I have a brand new class that starts March 2021. Let's Stitch Borders and Sashing. I love borders and sashing and they can become so daunting sometimes. So a year or so ago, I shared a class called Let's Stitch Scallop Borders. It was so much fun. I was so inspired by each of you and the progress you made in that class. So what a great time to start 2021 with a few more awesome border designs. This class is going to feature 10 different border designs. Plus, I've created variations of all of those. So in the end, you actually end up with almost 20 different border designs. It's going to be an awesome class. You can check out all the details for this class over on our website, pieceandquilt.com. But today, these little pieces that I'm going to be quilting are quilted on the bottom of my panel that I do use for that class. That's why I mention it, and I'm excited to share it with you. So you can pick up the panel, the notions, all the yummy things that you need for this class, my machine quilting rulers, over on our website, pieceandquilt.com. But for today, let's get stitching. For this first fun design, I'll start out by using my mini 4-in-1 machine quilting ruler, and I'm going to stitch in the ditch all the way around this small border unit. So if this were on an actual quilt, I would stitch in the ditch as much as my throat space would allow. Once I have my stitch in the ditch work complete, now I'm going to line up my mini machine quilting ruler so the first marked line is right on the outside of that border. From there, then I'm going to stitch a straight line all the way across. Now, once I get all the way across, I'm going to repeat that on the top side. However, you can see here, it's easier to hold my machine quilting ruler closer to my body. So I'll measure and then use the markings that I have on my machine quilting ruler and line those up on top of my stitch line at the bottom. That makes it a little bit easier. Once I have that complete, now I'm going to fill in that smaller section that I've created. So this is a 2-inch border, and now I'm shrinking it down, so I'm working in a 1-inch space. In that 1-inch space, then I'm going to stitch a circle, coming all the way up over the top, and then I'm going to stitch a second circle. On my second circle, then I'll swirl into the center, and once I get to the center, I'll just swirl right back out, not worrying if my lines cross over themselves or not. Repeating that process, alternating those swirls and circles all the way across that border design. Now I shared another variation of this design a few weeks back that this is always a fun one. Similar to the ribbon candy, I start up at the top and I'm going to stitch kind of a bump line going down to the bottom. When I get to the bottom, I'll stitch a circle, bump around that, and stitch to the opposite side, working my way back and forth, stitching around those circles all the way across this small border spacing. Now, if you've never done ribbon candy before, this is a great way to practice and learn. Once you master this, then you can eliminate that circle and have a beautiful ribbon candy design. With this design, I'd also complete it by stitching in the ditch all the way around the outside. I hope you all found just a little bit of inspiration from these fun little videos today. Don't forget, we'd love to have you in our upcoming class, Let's Stitch Borders and Sashing. Have a great day, everybody.